Welcome back, everybody, to Season 2, Episode number 27 of Warped. Welcome back. We will be using mature language, hand gestures, and every other conceivable way to offend and hurt your sensibilities towards mature language. So, just be ready for that, I guess. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Welcome back. So while this strange conversation is going on with the floating head known as Ilya and Dr. Icarus sort of pushing the button to periodically mute Betty, and Vok'tu probably Vok'tu is just like laughing at muting Betty at this point.
It's amusing.
Science? Boop. No science. Boop.
I would have shouted something then, but I tapped out of the Zoom window.
So, doesn't really look like you're working on it. How do you plan on getting out?
Well, you see, we've had a conversation with these the producers here, and we told them, well, specifically I spoke to them in regards to the race known as the Sik'Rit. You see the area, these are the stars in the area, and you can see that the area in red here is the area controlled by the Sik'Rit.
The Sik'Rit.
We are giving them various information in exchange for hopefully release of the rest of the crew here, and we're considering possibly leaving Betty.
How quickly are they expanding?
It's a lot of numbers to factor in. You see, there's a lot of science involved.
Is that not what you do?
Well, yes, but it's not a simple calculation, you see. I need to spend time with my various lab equipment and computers and such to determine exact numbers.
Can I see Drah'Zik space on this map? I know it's northeast.
Probably
I know
not.
it's a ways, because I got here basically through a wormhole. Well,
I'm gonna say no.
okay.
I don't think so.
Is that new? Have they always had that space?
Well, from what I can tell, they've been expanding their area of influence, you see. I'm not sure at what exact rate, but it does appear quick.
Well, can we go there? I'm hungry.
Well,
I don't
well,
think
yes,
we
of
should
course.
This is not advised.
Why not?
Because there are 6 of us, 5 of us.
Not
and there
just
is
us.
Trillions of them.
Well, we wouldn't go alone. I
Even
hope.
if we flew a ship within their area, they do tend to feed off electricity. Thus, we could go in, but may not be able to exit.
We have to come up with plan.
We kill them.
Yes, that's the goal of the plan, but I don't think he's playing on its own.
We need the Drah'Zik. They would know what to do.
You would be very useful in the fight. Most definitely. How is your ships? Warships and such like this.
What do you think?
Probably very deadly.
You assume correctly.
That's very good news. Do you have other allies?
We do not need any other allies. And when anyone weaker than us, we enslave or kill or...
You think your leaders would be willing to try making friends?
It has been known that we have formed temporary alliances if
That will be good enough.
threats were present.
Okay.
That coffee cup is too good.
It's so good.
Every time I'm trying so hard
Is there
not to
there
laugh.
is a hole in the middle too, is it? Oh my god. I was wondering that if there was one or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
My coffee cup's good too because it swears.
I love the coffee cup. It is funny trying to stir this coffee cup though, because it's got the.
How do you do
So
it?
you just stick your spoon on one side and go.
I feel like you cover the top with a plate and just shake it. You know, like,
To get like a
You
paper
can't make a
cleaner.
proper cup of tea in that. Can't make a
No.
proper.
Yeah, no.
Lose the
Coffee
tea bag.
mug.
It'd be awful.
You could make it in a mug and then pour it.
yeah, you have to
into that.
transfer it.
I mean,
It's
on
like a
top of that,
two-step.
it's like 3 traditional cups of tea. Like,
That's a big mug.
I would have a banana for reference, but I don't have a banana.
So it depends. I can't even see Drah'Zik's space on that map.
Oh,
They don't really seem to be a threat to us.
they're very far away from you, but
Depending on the rate of expansion and breeding of the Sik'Rit, you have to understand they very well could be a threat for the entire galaxy, you see. I don't know how long, but soon, maybe.
Can
what
you?
Dr. Icarus is saying is eventually they will be threat, and it's probably best if you strike before they become larger and more resourceful.
If you can prove it, and we can get word,
Then
they may help.
Well, you're welcome to come back to Arcadia, and when we get there, we can either organize way to send you on home, or
I would prefer
whatever
that.
else. We'll have discussion.
Hmm.
Let's hope that they're our hosts, and not our prison keepers, and hopefully they are done soon with their warbling sounds.
I'm gonna look around. Are there any Pyrrylp nearby? Pyrrylp, yes.
Yeah, they're the producers and the directors and their sort of entourage. They're the PAs that are still conversing. They're having a very heated conversation for sure. They looked very concerned about all this information and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stand up and just walk over.
You
Hop
just
off the,
you just
the
hear
box.
lots of sort of shrill like.
Is there any way I can interpret that with the translator that I have, that we're all wearing?
They've disabled it, so no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they I mean they have full control over it, so.
I got you. Excuse me, and I'm just gonna tap on the shoulder. Do they have shoulders? Firstly?
They have no heads.
Hmm.
Their face is sort of embedded in the chest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like a horse without the neck and the head, right? Except lots of extra limbs and such that just kind of move about. And yeah, I mean, you sort of tap on one, and it's immediately like turns in reaction to you, and you hear like another one just kind of like points, and you see it like kind of reach out, touch some strange device on the chest, and you hear like, "What are you looking for?"
Can we get my friends out of the cell?
We
I need
are
to go.
conversing about a very important situation. They are not a priority at the moment.
It's a matter of life and death, you see.
A matter of life and death?
Yes.
In what regard?
Well, it's... If you let them out, I will tell you more about it. Except for that little one.
It's good for the podcast. So, let's see.
Non-erotic mime.
Give me a straight up. This is a persuasion check. So this is going to be your charisma or reputation plus persuasion. And I would say it's actually bluffing if you got bluffing.
Yeah, I don't have that. So just rep.
Yeah.
13 on a 3d6. It's not very high.
16, 19, 23. So yeah, it kind of says, "That is not my concern. I believe that your pheromones give away your intentions. You are in fact lying."
I'm not. I will die if I don't eat real food.
You have been given sustenance.
I can no longer eat that now that I know what it is.
Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats that are required for your diet have been provided to you.
This is against everything I stand for. Do not respect my culture. Do not respect the Drah'Zik.
That is not our concern.
Let them out.
No.
Can you please let them out?
Vok'tu, the master negotiator.
This is not my forte, but I'm trying real hard.
It's just like this break, like this silence for like a few seconds, and then you just repeat it. And please be gone. We have important discussions to make in regards to the very preservation of our race. This is
fine.
a lower concern.
I'll just leave. I'll head back over.
Dr. Icarus is still pushing the button for Betty, like boop, boop.
Oh, damn it!
Betty, I'm just doing an experiment, you see. It's important to see the psychological reaction, boop, to...
Right, no, but what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that I am going to hurt that Drah'Zik very badly, somehow, and maybe, I'm going to think about it really hard, all right, because I really don't, but on the other hand, if you can get us out, then,
see,
you know...
it's very interesting. If I keep pushing this
water the
button,
bridge,
boop,
and I think that...
watching your expressions and whatnot change as I do it is very intriguing. I wonder if I keep pressing the button, if you quite possibly could go mad. Very intriguing. Boop.
Remember who repairs your chair, Dickie. Just remember who repairs your chair. Terrible things can happen with the hydraulics, all right? Terrible, terrible things. This is a threat.
It has been rotating a little bit to the right. I have to keep compensating.
Right. Now just imagine if it didn't stop ever. And also there was spikes in the seat.
Oh, why would you put spikes in the seat? That seems
Because
very
you keep turning my TV on and off.
uncomfortable. Boop.
How did conversation go, Vok'tu?
It went very well.
Oh, good. When will they be releasing us?
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh, so what conversation did you have?
Well, honestly, I sort of asked them to let you go. And it went sort of well.
Do you understand the definition of going well?
Oh, yes, I do. I think.
Yes, it means has positive outcome.
Well,
in this case, it would be that we are going to be released.
so they said no initially, but you see, I asked again.
Yes.
But then they told me to come back here. But they do know. They will get to it, I'm sure. Not much longer.
Right as you say that, actually, the Pyrrylp seem to disperse, and Zirkrong sort of comes forward, and he goes, bloop. We have made a decision in regards to this activity.
I hope is a favorable decision.
What I would like is for Ilya and Dr. Icarus and Vok'tu to roll either reputation or charisma checks plus persuasion or bluffing or bureaucracy.
Definitely don't have the last one. 100%.
I'm also going to commit my luck die. Both of them.
So a 14 from Vok'tu.
Yep, on a 3d6.
Okay. And 3 luck die from Ilya. So a 16 on a 46. And
2 luck die for me. I only have 2.
okay. An additional 9. So 14 and a 25. And let's see. Dr. Icarus. Oh, man.
But can I include science, the science of conversation?
I have schematics. Can I?
Since I'm role-playing for Peachy, I might as well do what he would do. Yeah, he's got bluffing. Okay. Hey, I rolled just like Peachy. A 9 on a 46.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, a 9, a 14, and a 25. Not gonna lie, this is super important.
That's why I committed all of my luck dice.
Can Betty give him a little wink?
I don't think
Charisma.
so,
Charisma.
Betty.
Betty should
Go on,
probably
go
just
on.
keep herself to herself. She wants to help things.
It was worth a try.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have decided that the information that you have given us is of vital importance. We have decided that you will, in fact, be released. The problem now remains that these Sik'Rit are invading our space. It is possible that they will consume our defenses and find ways to bypass them. So far, they have remained steady. Unfortunately, we will not be able to aid you any further. It has been decided that we will, in fact, move our sector as far from the Sik'Rit as possible. It is a futile effort to try to fight with them.
I'm sorry, but it's only temporary solution. Eventually they will expand unless they are called.
Our society is nomadic. We will call forth all of our modular ships and we will move away from the Sik'Rit threat. Our defenses and our advanced scanning solutions will allow us to move ahead of them. It is not in our way to fight.
I understand and I respect your culture, but they will eventually, they will follow. They appear to be driven with only the need to consume, and you have resources that they will find very tempting. Perhaps when we are released, you can send a diplomat with us, and we can have our scientists and politicians explain everything and come to an agreement.
This is unacceptable. We will not be giving away our location to any other races.
Would this not be exceptional for your ratings amongst your people to have one diplomat, one representative of your kind come to show help on defeating some of the more strong alien races in this sector?
Explain further.
If you bring along a representative of your race with potentially camera operation abilities or viewing operation abilities in order to display your interactions with us in the battle against the Sik'Rit where needed, would this not be great viewership for your people?
Immediately, like, turns around and starts to, like, converse. You hear them, they, like, hear, like, the boop. They start to, like, chatter. Dr. Icarus, like,
so Betty, how does this make you feel?
Right! Documentary! Think about the documentary possibilities! Reality TV!
a few of the Pyrrylp, like, kind of, like, turn their bodies, I guess, towards you. Seems like they try to, like, look over towards you. They're sort of like fervent discussions happening again.
Can I see Thix, Sal?
How does all of this make you feel? You know,
Well,
button
you know,
versus-
on the whole, I'm getting a little bit hacked off with it, but you know, I think that well.
Oh no. Apparently, that's why everyone was placed in here in the first place. As you see, 7H1CC and Brain, you see, Android over there. They hacked into the spectacle. So if you're going to hack off in there, I don't recommend.
No, hacked off means annoyed. You should know that.
Oh.
Next, you'll be telling me you don't know what gloopy means.
Well, no, of course. Not everyone knows what gloopy means.
Okay, what about wibbly? Right.
Thick goes, hacked off adjective. Informal, unhappy, tired, or annoyed, especially because of the situation you are in.
Right, yes.
She is getting a big hacked off. She just talks over you through the definition of everything.
Right, I'm getting a bit. Oh, right, okay, fine. Right, but yes. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if you continue pressing that button, something else is going to get hacked off as well, belonging to you, Dickie.
Yes. So the button has now become a direct link to your anger. Is this correct?
No, it's become a direct link to a bloody annoyance.
An interesting distinction. Perhaps a semantic one.
No, it's still. Look, you don't want to. Look, don't get me angry, right? You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Why? Does something happen to borean physiology when they become angry? Perhaps you excrete something.
No, we just start shouting a lot.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Right? Have you ever seen Borean Rage?
Does it involve panels?
Well, everything involves panels.
Interesting.
Everything
Perhaps you can
involves
show me.
panels.
Boop.
Well, so Vok'tu, since we're waiting for Pyrrylp, you said that your cloaking was created by, did you say the Vra?
Sort of, yes.
What?
We've had this technology for centuries.
Yes. Who makes it? Do you have armor smith who make this? Or scientists or engineers?
The Drah'Zik.
Drah'Zik is
Yes.
different from you, yes?
Yes.
How?
Dishonorable.
They are dishonorable.
Mm.
Are they different species?
Depends on what you mean.
Do they look same as you?
Yes.
Okay. So how does one distinguish a Drah'Zik from your Drah'Zik? Yes.
Well, I can simply just tell, but there are some adornments and such.
Oh, okay, like your little rings and things.
Speaking of Drah'Zik, I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out the tentacle and the adornment, this insignia.
The
Just kinda,
identical.
like the identical, and fuck. Yeah, that and the little badge, the family heirloom.
Okay.
This is from a Vra. I had just took it before coming here.
Just for breakfast. Or...
Well, no.
Right, just
He
casual-
committed an act that was deemed punishable by death.
Betty, give me a perception check, please.
Oh God, right. Where are we?
Yeah, this is like the tentacle of all tentacles. Like if you're gonna notice one, that would be the one. It's the one with all the designs and shit.
With intuition?
I think this is a logic-based one. Logic plus perception, if you've got the perception skill.
I do.
So yeah, as Dr. Icarus is kind of toying with you and you're just kind of screaming obscenities, you can see Vok'tu hold up a sort of strange-looking tentacle. You don't recognize it immediately, but you're kind of staring at it like as you're yelling at Dr. Icarus while muted and unmuted. And suddenly it kind of dawns on you. It's a similar color to one that you had done stuff with.
Jammed into various orifices. Yeah.
Oh, you want me to press the button? If I push the button, will it make you happy?
Right then. Oi, what's your name? Vok'tu. Where'd you get that?
From no one.
Right.
Tentacle.
Right.
Oh my god.
Can I have a closer look at that?
No.
Right. Wasn't off some bloke called Sten, was it?
Betty, he says it come from someone who committed a crime punishable by death. I
Right.
assume they tried to kill him, or
This one has no name.
perhaps they tried
Right.
to murder his family or
That looks
committed
very-
genocide. Or
Very familiar.
No.
no, he didn't. What they
You would not understand.
Right. It's just
try?
very
I'm
much looks
cultured.
like that the one that I recognised the little mark in there because I had quite a close-up view of it. You know.
Oh,
Right.
the one you mentioned before.
Yeah, him.
Yes, this is one in the same.
Wait, is he? Did you just kind of? He's still alive, right?
No. Of course not.
You killed Sten.
He touched me.
wait. What?
Well, he touched me as well, but that didn't mean you had to kill him.
Of course
Wait.
it does.
Are you? He touched you?
Went for my belongings as well.
Tried to steal.
This
Okay.
is tradition.
You killed.
Yes.
One of the Vra may not do any such thing. I would sooner kill myself than let such an act
But you
pass.
killed Sten and took his tentacle.
It's not Sten. There's no one.
No,
And yes,
Stan.
No one.
No, his name was Stan.
He is no one.
And the things that boy could do with that tentacle.
Hmm.
Honestly. It's a
Irrelevant.
tragedy. No, it's not irrelevant.
Okay.
Look, if you don't want that, I'll have it anyway. Memento.
Vok'tu,
Did he happen to have a big purple
okay.
thing on him?
Let's.
He left it there, I think.
I'm curious.
No.
Vok'tu,
What?
was it the touching or the stealing or both together that was death sentence?
Both together.
Okay.
He gave up his life willingly.
It's very strange. I'm sure that there will be some people on the Arcadia who will be very interested to hear about your culture.
Right. You know what? Yeah, we should definitely get him back to the Arcadia.
Yes, yes. That would be very good.
Why would I not kill him?
Well,
Oh, no reason.
typically we.
What do you think? Thick? You've been quiet. She seems okay with it. See? There's nothing wrong with this.
I am merely just researching you as you speak about your race's culture. It seems as though you are a very primalistic culture in which dominance with violence seems to be more appropriated than actual justification of purpose.
They have already committed the ultimate crime
I'll tell
against
you
the
what, they
Drah'Zik
do things
by
with our
becoming...
tentacles properly, though.
Look, I do not need to be defending Drah'Zik culture to you.
No, I think Thick was giving compliment.
Really?
No, I don't know. Sounds like a compliment to me.
Yes,
Each cultures are different in their own way.
it sounded. Her tone sounded definitely admiring.
We can't wait to get out of this cage.
Thick does not. It's
Have a
fine.
tone. Yes.
Look, maybe sometime I will tell you more of our ways, but
I would love to.
it was
hear more.
justified.
Yes, perhaps on journey back it will be.
Are there any worse violations than touching or trying to steal items of a Drah'Zik?
Well, becoming Drah'Zik in itself is the biggest dishonorable action one can do. They've already dishonored themselves.
Interesting.
To further commit acts against a Drah'Zik results in punishment. This is the reason why he gave himself up.
Is very interesting. See, you have a honor-based culture, is how we would describe it. There are other cultures who are what we would call dignity-based cultures. Very different. Do you like
suppose.
learning about these things?
No, does not interest me.
Ilya, I do wonder if your new wife and
I
Vok'tu would.
Oh, that is
no, there's
it's exciting.
no.
Thank you for
there's-
reminding me.
No, that is
That is
They are
worth
very
celebrating.
similar in
no.
Yeah, it was totally romantic and everything.
There is it's not really real. He's just
You did very well. Everybody
I-
was cheering.
yes. I was hoping it would help us, but it actually didn't. It did the opposite.
I do believe you received some style points. This was helpful, was it not?
I believe I received only very few style points.
Well, your wife received style points. Maybe she will split them with you.
This
in
not
some
my
sort of
wife. Is
alimony.
She
Lieutenant
totally is your wife.
Ichar.
Don't let her
is-
hear you say that.
I look across and she's in the sail across from me.
Yeah.
Is it charged still?
She just got her hands on her hips and she's just glaring at you.
So you all are free
Sounds
now.
like you need to spank it to me.
Oh,
No, that's not. Lieutenant Jar, we will have conversation at another time to explain everything.
She's like wide-eyed and
Just
you
stand
just
by.
see her
that's my
yelling like in the
orders.
cell.
For now, just stand by. It's going to be a long journey home. 7H1CC, what are your calculations for the expected journey time to get home from here?
Oh man, they're gonna get me to do math. Damn you.
Do the math.
Oh shit, I lost my pen.
Oh no.
It's 12
Okay.
parsecs away.
Which is how many days? Because was one. That's a long time.
So, you guys.
I think it's like 5.5 days per parsec.
5.5 days per parsec.
And it's how many ways do you say?
12.
12.
12. Yikes.
So 60.
So we're 66 days.
Roughly 12 parsecs, 66 days. I do not believe we have the rations upon our ship in order to make that distance.
Our ship is very unsuited to a 66-day journey. It was stretched to do this shorter journey we were planning to do. This is a very dangerous thing for the mind. People on long journeys get very strange. And we already have strange people. It would be worse if it were to hit the double strange kind of area.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
I do believe we countered many anomaly on the way here, so tracking back a path will be difficult. We will need to make sure we do not go through the same anomaly on the way back.
Or perhaps you and Dr. Icarus can find a way to use anomaly to our advantage and get us
Stick lowers her
closer.
volume. Dr. Icarus was not very helpful in calculating our path here.
Yes, but that wasn't actually Dr. Icarus, it was little bug inside Dr. Icarus.
If Dr. Icarus was controlled by a bug, would he have not been calculating our distance and method of going these ways here? Would we not need to take a separate path back?
I'm not sure, I think is hurting my brain.
As in, if he was potentially sending information back to the hive mind control of the path we took on the route here, would they not know our way back to our main ship?
They may already have Arcadia location. That is not good. Excuse me, the producer. Hello.
Mr. Producer, sir.
Yes, Zirkrong sort of turns back, and there's some kind of like weird like kind of sound coming from some kind of orifice or something. Give me a logic check, Ilya. If you have biology, you can roll that.
Nope, I have running if something's running.
Just a ball of hilarity.
I know, right? Logic. 10.
That was probably the equivalent of a sigh.
Okay.
Makes a strange farting noise. Okay. It turns back towards you and it says, "We are in the middle of a conversation, possibly deciding your fate. What do you want, human?"
I do apologize, but it's very urgent. The secret threat is great, and is there any way we can get long-range transmission to our ship to warn them of potentially incoming secret threat?
There are options on our terminal for long-range communication.
How long range?
We need about 15 parsecs.
There is a charge of 50 credits per 10 parsecs.
You would charge for this?
Of
75
course, it
parsecs.
requires more energy to send the communication across our various communication relays.
Very well, thank you. I believe I have enough points available. I apologize for interrupting you, producer. Please continue.
Turns off its communicator.
Well, we have enough to send back.
Sounds like
so
a VCR, like a videotape being fast forward when they speak.
So we shall establish communications before we leave. See if we can get orders from the ship, and figure out how we're going to make 66-day journey with rations for perhaps 15 days and many people cramped into small ship.
If you do plan on sending a diplomat or a bureaucrat to come with us to record the battles that will be very great amongst the races here, you might need to help us get back to the Arcada with that individual.
I'll go over and see if the Pyrrylp are responding. It's a good point.
Yeah, they're not.
Solutions.
They're in their conversation. They're not listening to you.
Oh, they weren't
talking at them
listening
then.
from the looks of it. But
It is
When
hard
they're-
to tell which way they're facing sometimes.
the idea about recording everything was very good idea, 71cc.
Hopefully, we should really push how dramatic this would be. I do believe that Dr. Icarus, in his studies, discussed how the drama is very important to them and their race.
It would be the greatest combat show of all time. There is nothing that could possibly compare to a war on this scale.
Maybe
We might
if they
even
brought-
blow up sun or planet. Could be very interesting.
Oh, possible supernova on a star. That is a very interesting concept. There have been many scientists that have thought of using such a thing in regards to a weapon. I am vehemently against the use of such things, however, because it is a way for much life to be destroyed, and that goes against everything that I stand for.
But it is secret being destroyed. Would that be okay?
Well, I think it's important for us to see what we can learn. You see, they have a very important biology. Some things we could learn, perhaps great medicines and other such science.
Yes, but we do risk being eliminated and consumed entirely. It is not worth the risk.
Minor footnote.
I look at Vok'tu. Is it minor footnote to you that being consumed and destroyed is...
We still have the nothing to contend with as well. I'm sure you remember.
Oh,
Well, I personally don't care if I get eaten.
Dr. Icarus, the Pyrrylp do not know about the nothing.
To nothing.
And what is your point?
We could use this as additional bargaining chip. Perhaps to get better ship to return to Arcadia with
Yeah.
an even bigger threat than the Sik'Rit, yes?
Well, yes. Technically, if multiple dimensions and universes are destroyed, then, well, very well, it's going to be more substantial of a threat than the Sik'Rit. Yes.
Yeah. And you understand it better than almost anyone.
Of course.
Yeah, then perhaps bargaining with Pyrrylp with this information. Do you see where I'm going with this, Doctor?
No. I thought you were a representative here
I
for
was,
this.
but I have no idea what. I have no idea.
Do you
about
want me
the
to
science.
signal them and you can speak?
I do believe that Ilya is requesting your assistance in applying the best methods of science to explaining to the Pyrrylp what the problem
Yes.
is with the distance.
Thank
Also,
you, 7H1.
if you do
Oh,
need to
well,
go
see,
to your
you
labs,
you just had to speak. You just had to speak plainly.
Okay, Doctor, I require your assistance in discussing the scientific parts of the nothing as best you can to.
Oh, but of
figure
course.
out.
So, what we know
No, not
so
right
far
now. Not
about
right now, Doctor. Save it
save it for what?
for when we talk to producer again.
Oh,
Yes. We won't interrupt them again. We don't want to make them angry. We will wait until they finished warbling at each other.
You sure?
Yes, apparently they find it an annoyance. We have to be polite. Do you understand? Polite too.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yes. Well, that's our situation.
What have you done with the identical, by the way, the stenticle?
It's kind of like at this point after I took it out to show them, I have it just tucked into the belt, just kind of like halfway, so it's visible. The adornment is just like I've got it more or less wrapped around the tentacle, the identifying tentacle.
The stenticle.
I just love how many times we've said the word tentacle.
It's so many.
It's so good.
The is Betty just staring at this thing and like montages are playing, like like Enrique Iglesias like playing in the background?
Betty's just having
could
flashbacks.
take your breath away. You know,
There's like kind of like fuzzy, gluey kind of overlay on it, and it's just close-ups of the tentacle stroking different parts of Betty.
Little close up face is just being like,
Betty's charm is unceasing. So, yeah. Betty's glaring at the stenticle like Quincy glares at treats. And so you guys are kind of just trying to come up with a plan. After a few minutes, the Pyrrylp sort of break apart. Your idea, 7H1CC, in regards to the form of entertainment and documentary, is intriguing. We have agreed that we will, in fact, send a representative to record this information to broadcast. Will you be working on behalf of the Arcadia to determine the pricing for this deal?
No, that will probably be one of our politicians or the commanding officers on the ship. It will discuss this, but I expect it will be.
It will be very important that we secure all broadcasting rights for this event.
I can't guarantee it, but I can say with an extremely high likelihood that you will almost definitely have sole exclusive rights to this for.
I think as soon as you say like exclusive rights, there's lots of like lots of chatter, and you can see like Zircong is like trying to like motion like for them to cool it out, like he's trying to like you see one limb just kind of flailing behind him.
Due to recent elections, I do believe that getting a politician on, or our own politicians on camera to debate over pricing and such seems very popular with viewership.
Yes, we could perhaps even negotiate for your viewers to see the representatives of each of our species debate.
You
It can be
speak
very
of
interesting.
a possible bartering channel? Some sort of trade dispute?
Yes, politics, everything like this.
Like crazy, like fervent, there's stuff being thrown in the air and like It's like they just found out about storage wars. You know, it's like the Learning Channel and what it has turned into. So.
The History Channel, or as it is now, the Hitler Channel.
Preemptively, if you could help us get back to the Arcadia, our ship is ill-equipped, and we don't have enough fuel or rations if we take direct route. We got here through some anomaly. We weren't expecting to show up here in the fashion we did.
You speak of the translocation anomaly.
You're aware of this?
Of course.
Do you know how we can use it to navigate directly instead of accidentally?
Of course.
Do you have a method of uploading that data to my database?
The representative we send to debate and possibly broadcast the events of this will have some sort of cloning apparatus available for your ship. You may follow them through the anomaly.
That is most useful, thank you.
Very well.
We may also have some other information for you that is vital, I believe. Perhaps an even larger threat than Sik'Rit.
Dr. Icarus is like,
Wait, wait for the reaction.
Do they excrete something when they react?
I do!
Wait for words that they say, perhaps.
Okay.
Does this interest you, producer?
that depends on broadcast potential.
Well, if people would find perhaps planets and stars being consumed in an instant entertaining, then perhaps entire solar systems.
Ha! You seem to misunderstand exactly what.
I have very basic. This doctor, please, Dr. Icarus knows.
Of course,
far more.
you need to understand. He's part of the military establishment. He has a sort of limited comprehension of basic notions of science and the general well-being and such. Only interested in orders and some sort of strange
Dr. Icarus,
military
scientific explanation,
structure.
please.
What?
Please explain the anomaly.
Oh, yes.
Called enough.
So, let me begin.
He starts to like rattle off all this information about the nothing, and that's where we're going to take our final break of the evening. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned for more Warped Season 2, episode number 27 in just a few minutes. Hang tight.